making it so dark, and the place in my head goes. It's getting really hard fighting these battles. Just me in the dark, making friends with my shadow.
The person you are calling is unable to take your call. Please leave your message after the tone.
Hello, hey, what's going on, everyone? Hey, I am back with another Final Fantasy 11 stream, and I figured we do a little bit of leveling. Yeah, we can do some chatting. For whatever reason, my fucking webcam is not working all of a sudden, like it was working last night, because I was testing it out on a stream. Partly why I did a stream last night. I wanted to do a little bit of testing, but now it's not working. I'm a little bummed out about that. So, you know what? I'm gonna plug it, and I'm going to let it rest for a while and see what's up. So, but with that 8, we're gonna continue. I want to finish up the leveling, at least of this ring, and then we'll go from there. I do want to do some COP missions today. I want to do some other things, so it's not going to be really focused on a lot of leveling. I should have, whenever I'm titling these streams, I need to do better on exactly what I'm saying I'm going to do. Like I do want to talk about some like current events that are going on. Um, Especially if anybody's into hockey. I was just reading actually I'm not reading, but I was looking at the highlights from the Rangers game. Absolutely magnificent. I wish the score wasn't as close, but it was exciting. Rangers did get the W, you know. But what I wanted to talk about was that epic line brawl that happened right out the gate, like 2 seconds into the game, which technically they said they're like, despite that it was a line brawl and it was 2 seconds, it was not the fastest in MSG history. Uh, they did say some years ago it was 1 second before the rest called the whistle. So, but I'm like, yeah, but this is a fucking line brawl. I mean, you cannot, you know, go wrong with that. So we're gonna talk a little bit about that. I did, as I was starting to stream, I did go down and just get some new equipment. I did decide to go to the Vanguard belt, and I decided to go get my Crimson Blade out, which was definitely a little bit better base damage wise than my other sword. And I decided instead of +3 intelligence rings, I decided to go with the strength rings. Okay, so that's what I did. And of course the obvious, went and got my Scorpion harness for the added accuracy and evasion. So pretty good, pretty good. So originally I was not going to be doing actually, no, I haven't even talked about this, but in like July, I was supposed to be going away for the weekend of my birthday. It's like right around the 10th of July, right around that weekend. And, you know, because every year, me, my little brother, and X amount of family members, we go to uh, Skirmish USA for the weekend to partake in what is called is the Invasion of Normandy campaign for paintball. It's the campaign itself is a 2 day event, but the Friday night before it, um, they do what is called Castle Night, so everybody plays for a couple hours basically for free. I mean, it's kind of included with the whole thing, so that was pretty cool. But my eldest daughter originally was going. It was going to be basically a father-daughter weekend where my eldest and myself were going to Normandy, and then my little brother and his eldest was going to Normandy. We were going to play together. But then when I explained to my eldest daughter, I was just like, you're going to get shot a lot, right? She's like, yeah. What? I was like, and I reiterate to her, I was like, you understand, because I had to explain to her. I was like, you understand, there's going to be thousands of people there, and then this was like the third time I'm talking to her about it. And finally, I was just like, I wonder if she realizes there's going to be like a lot of people there. And then when I explained to her this, there's going to be thousands of people there. I think on average there's like 3,000 people there, but they could top out at 4,000. She's just like, what? She was expecting like less than 50 people or something like that. I was like, no, baby, this is going to be like thousands of people. She's like, I'm not going. I'm just like, this is why I wanted to find out. So, and then she was like refusing to go, and it bummed out my brother because he's like, my youngest specifically was going because my brother's eldest was going as well, so our daughters were only going because of each other. So they're like, and I did have a little bit of concern because, like I said, at Skirmish USA, it's a big field, and like stretching like, God, I don't like quite a lot. And if I basically, I think it comes out to like 100 football fields worth of land. I mean, that's how big the field is. You can fit that many football fields into it, and then so my concern was like, well, if something happens to one, then the other one's gonna come off, and my biggest concern was for my daughter, because my daughter is not used to that. And like I said, sure enough, as soon as I told her, it's like, this is how many people are going to be there. Are you like absolutely sure? And then she's just like, oh, I did not know. But then my little brother just called me, and so instead of going to Normandy this year, we're going to a local paintball field that's near me up in Staten Island. And so we're going to play paintball there. It's a day field. It's smaller fields too and all that. So I'm not really as worried about my eldest and all there. So there's going to be fewer people. My brother talked to her, and then talk to my eldest. Hold on a sec. There we go. So I was just like, this is why I was trying to explain to us, like, there's gonna be a lot of fucking people there. I don't think you realize it. Oh, I was supposed to be putting on Dia. So, but yeah, but I'm still gonna iterate to her. I was just like, there's probably still gonna be like, a decent amount of people there, but not nearly as much as Normandy. So we'll find out. Cause I just don't want her to like go there and then she freaks out. But at least in this case, if for some reason she freaks out, one is it'll cost us a lot less, and two, we're only like 10 miles away from my place, so it won't be as bad. Okay, well, here we go. Here we go. Don't you hit me, you damn rabbit! All right, there we go. All right, so for my birthday weekend, that's what we're gonna do. My little brother is gonna pay for it all. That's what he does. I mean, plus I've given him like quite a bit of money over the years, so this is how he kind of repays me too. So I'm just gonna be doing the driving, which is fine. I don't care about that. So yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun. Gonna have a lot of fun. Also, this is how I'm gonna work on my enhancing magic. Just keep throwing haste on myself. There we go. There we go. I'll do Dia. No, I should do Phalanx. But yeah. So anyway, so now getting back into current events. Man, that Rangers Devils game. I mean, that was explosive. Like I said, I don't watch the game at the time. Usually, I'll catch like replays or I'll catch the highlights. Because I don't have regular TV. I don't buy. It's just like, hey, I got to cut money somewhere, and I'm just like, I would love to watch the Rangers game whenever it comes on, but I'm just like, only time I watch it in the moment is if I'm at like my local bowling alley or if I happen to be out at a bar or something, which is like never happens. As far as the bar part, like every Sunday I'm at the bowling alley, bowling in my league. So I'll be there tomorrow night at I have to be there at like 5:50 p.m. So, but oh, and just a quick note is I'm starting a little bit late today. I mentioned this last night on stream, and it still took longer than what I was expecting, though I'm not surprised. But got a chicken coop for the backyard, a bigger one. My sister bought one because she has 10 chickens now, and I mentioned this the other day. But this coop can fit up to 14 chickens, so she's just like, "Ooh, I'm gonna get four more eventually." I'm just like, "Good for you," And it really is good. But that fucking thing is heavy as hell. Believe it or not, in order to we ended up having because my sister wanted to put it. My sister initially put it in her van because she went down there to go get it, and when they put it in, it put a lot. It was a lot heavier than what she was anticipating. I mean, I couldn't even like we could push it. I mean, this thing had to be like maybe 400 pounds easily. So, because when we did the initial try to lift it up, I'm like, oh no no no, my back's gonna go if I try this. Oh fuck you. You know, so I'm just like, yeah. No, well, actually, my sister was like, yeah, she decided to rent a truck, and because it's one of those U-Haul trucks, she felt more comfortable with me driving it because she's like, Nick, you're a big-time truck driver. I was just like, yeah, fucking, I'll drive it. And it was kind of weird because with the way how, since it's a higher, with the back end, it's the size of almost the size of like trailers that I drive, but because it's attached to all the how I call it the space for cargo storage space area, but it's taller, and I was trying to look at the mirrors, and I'm like, there's not enough mirror for this. Oh shit, wrong spell. So it was actually kind of interesting trying to initially driving this because I'm trying to drive it like I would a truck, Not with the swinging wide, but with the way how I look at my mirrors, because I have tall mirrors, which is standard for you know driving the big semis that I do. And then because I wasn't thinking about it, just looking, I was like, that's really small, and I had to adjust my mirror in a way so I can properly, because I can see everything. So it was kind of a hoot and holler, but after like 10 minutes, it was fine. I was just really like, oh, is this actually a little bit different? Because it still has, for a regular mirror though, it's bigger than a regular mirror because it has like your regular mirror like you would see on a car, but then it has a smaller one that allows you to see more at the bottom. You know, it's really good in a lot of situations, but still not nothing compared to what I see on the truck. So, I always went down there and, like I said, we get there, we get to a Tractor Supply because this is where my sister gets chicken stuff because it's on her way home from work. So, she generally stops there. But we get there after like 20 minutes. My sister, comes out. It's like, no, sorry. After like 10 minutes, she comes out and she's like, yeah, there's only like one person in the entire building. So they ended up having to get a guy who used to work there. He just happens to be there, and she's friends with him and all that. And she's asking, hey, could you do me this favor and just load this, use the forklift and put this coupe on the back of this truck. So he did it, and it was cool. You know, so he did the favor. You know, I mean, this thing was massive. I was just like, fuck. It's like 10 feet tall by like 14 feet wide. So you can all imagine that, along with the coupe and all that. So you can imagine that compacted down, broken down into this. And it had to be. It was almost actually. It was my height. It was as tall as me. I'm like 5'4". I'm a short guy, but still, it was tall as me, and it was wide. No. Well, I mean, it wasn't as wide as it was tall. So, but still had to be like, it was like my height, like around 5'4", by like, so we'll say it was like 5 feet, just over 5 feet tall, and like at least 3.5 feet wide, and it had to weigh like 300 pounds. I was just like, fuck me. And if you actually having a hard time hearing, sorry, I just kind of realized my microphone is not up into my up near my mouse and all that. I'm actually going to readjust my microphone here because if anybody was watching my last stream, they'll see that off to my right is I have a wall, and then you can see it looks like it's the end of the wall. So that's actually my closet right there, which I just use it for storage. I actually have a portable closet that I use because I'm never happy with the way how my room looks, so I keep constantly rearranging it. It's like I should have been an interior design decorator or something, because I'm just like, I have to find like the perfect like thing, like it has to be like this, so type shit. And I'm never happy with, like, I think I find the perfect place, and then I'm just like, no. And so, but anyways, I'm probably gonna move my desk again, just because I can, and I will. But I'll have it just where, so you take that corner, it'll still be in that same corner, except now take the desk, move it, like basically turn it 90 degrees to the left, and push it forward a little bit at that point. So this where that wall right there is, instead of it being to my right, now it's behind me. And so it'd be easier because, eventually, whenever I get my stupid camera working, because I don't know why it's not working. Well, it was, even though I had the lid closed, I didn't unplug it, so I bet you. Oh, but you know what? I bet you with me unplugging it. Oh, I hope it didn't screw up my audio last night. Like, if you get the echo, because it has its own audio audio recording. So and I just thinking about that now. I wonder if since I had it unplugged and I haven't redid the settings, I wonder if it was trying to record my voice through both sections, and then you get that really bad echo. That's the reason why I think I've been like, also part of the reason why I haven't been using the camera, because I've been too lazy to go back in and make sure that the camera mic was off. You know. So, but one day, whenever I get to it, you know, I'll have my camera back on, and you all can just watch my hands. Or maybe I'm feeling a little spicy, and I'll be like, you know what, I will turn it. I'll have it facing me, and everybody can see how fucking ugly I am. I mean, I'm not hideous or anything like that. My wife still tends to believe I'm handsome and shit like that. But I'm just like, yeah. Don't lie to me. It's okay. I mean, I used to be handsome one day, back when I was in a lot better shape. It'll be better if I can ever lose like the 35 plus pounds that I really want to lose. Get back. Let's see, because I'm at about 190 right now at 5'4", so you can only imagine how that is. But I want to get back down to like under 160. I would feel so much better. Preferably under 150 is right where I really should be. But if I get back down to like 160, fit, I'd be cool. I'd be happy with that. I'm not talking about like bulging muscles or anything like that. It's just obviously you're in shape. That's all. That's what I would like it to be. But we'll see what happens. Not bad shot. But anyway, so talking about the Rangers, because I'm getting off topic of that. So when the game starts, so little backstory to it. So they have a player on there. His name is Matt Rempe, Rempe, and so young kid in his first game ever, his first NHL game ever, obviously with the Rangers, and his first game ever in NHL in general, was against the Devils, and he got into, he played the first shift, and he ended up getting, what is it? He laid a good hit on a player. It might have been a little high, but it was good, solid hit. And then he ended up getting into a fight, and then he ended up getting ejected from the game. I mean, it was and this was like on his first shift, and it was just, let me switch over to the bunny, because that bunny will react. And so, as I laid a good hit down, still, again, it might have been high. Oh, I did end up getting a Goblins Rabbit anyways. And so, got ejected from that game. And people were like, yeah, you shouldn't have been hitting so high. And then the next time he played against the Devils, now he did lay a hit, and whereas he was just kind of past by, he did tuck his elbow up. It was, for all intents and purposes, it was an illegal hit. I mean, I'm a Rangers fan, but I was just like, but it's just like, hey, it was an illegal hit. And it's something like, even I'm like, come on, let's not do that. It's one thing if you lay a good hit on a guy and he just breaks. It's like, it sucks, but it's another thing where you lay basically is a dirty hit and a guy gets hurt. That's just not good for the sport. That being said, it happens a lot. In the sport, other teams players have done it. Brad Marchand from the Boston Bruins is notorious for doing that. I mean, the guy lays down quite a few dirty hits, from what I've seen. you know, but he's more seasoned. He gets away with a lot of them. He's very crafty. Whereas Matt Remp, he's a rookie. He's young. He's not mature enough to understand that part of the game. That being said, now we come into last night's game. Neither team are happy with each other. You know, players on the Devils were, they're like they fucking despise Matt Ramp. Especially one of them like called him out. So of course then they're on the ice opening face-off, and it's Ramp and McNard, I think is how you pronounce his name. This is a guy who said he has absolutely no respect for Ramp. Lost all respect. So they're facing off each other, and people are like, "Oh, here we go, opening face-off." Now you have on there is Ramp on, I think he's right wing. You had Goodrow, who was he was a centerman, and then you have is Jimmy Vesey on the left wing, and then you have Keandre Miller as a defenseman, and you have Jacob Trouba as the other defenseman. So right off bat, as you see McNard and Ramp, they're flopping their gums at each other. Puck drops. All of a sudden, VC and whoever is on his side drop gloves immediately and go at it. And then within like a split second, Ramp and Goudreau, they drop their gloves versus the guys who they're up against. And then you see the defensemen kind of come up to the center. They kind of like circle each other for a second, and then they drop glove. Full on line brawl. And I'm like, this is like, so I'm watching the highlights because I heard about it. I'm just like, oh, what's that? And then, because I see his brawl, and I'm just like, brawl. And then, and I'm reading full on line brawl. And I'm like, oh, which line? Now, when I think of line, I'm just thinking about is the three forwards. Not realizing it's like everybody on the ice got into a brawl. So that's not a line brawl. Well, I mean, you could call it a line brawl. But it was just a full-on brawl. It was just like so. And because VC and whoever he went up against, they dropped their gloves first. And then everybody proceeded within just a couple seconds right after that. So VC and the other doubles player, they got 5 minutes for fighting each. Everyone else who dropped their gloves right after that, they got game misconducts. Because you saw all 5 players from each team getting their respective penalty boxes. And it was just like, okay, well, this is going to be fun. Hopefully no one else has to... Okay, so my brother was calling me earlier. So, and they're like, oh, this is going to be fun because they normally don't see this. All of a sudden, then they start seeing the players get out, and that's when it's explained that under this new rule that they have, it's not actually a new rule. It's been in for quite some time, and I forget they named what the rule was. I don't remember, to be very honest, what it was. So, and it was just like, yep, all the players, except for the initial 2, they're like, yep, you're gone. You're out of the game. 2 seconds in. And you're talking about, Keandre Miller, Jacob Trouba, really good defensive players. But they're big, heavy hitters, more physical guys. So it's just like, and Goodrow was out, and Ramp was out. So, but they had on the field was like, they're the big boys. So all the big boys were gone. And then, over the course of the game, so you had your more finesse guys going at it. But it just would have been funny, just like, I don't agree with game misconducts in this particular case. I think this should have been a okay, the first 2 guys who fought, they get the 5 minutes majors. The rest of the guys, if they want to be a little more honest in the game, I think should be like, okay, you all going to get for the rest of the period, one period game, misconduct, so they're not playing for the rest of the period, which would have been the entire period. This gives them a chance to kind of cool off, and then they can come back in for the next period, for the rest of the game, and then it was, and then you can make a little subnote that if they get into another fight, if any of them get into another fight, it doesn't matter who it is, then you can say, you got a game misconduct, you're out of here for the rest of the game. Okay. So, you try to give a little, like, but, I particularly would love to see the brawls come back. Because sometimes I think you just need is, if guys don't settle it, it's just going to build up, and then they're going to really want to take it out on each other, and it could get worse, in my opinion, versus, of what they did. But that's my opinion. So, but I think because this went to a full online brawl, it may calm things out. But I mean, it got to the point where it was so bad to where even the Rangers coach Laviolette and from the Rangers, and the coach Green, I think his name is Green, from the Devils, they were yelling at each other, So it was fun to see. Now, in my opinion, if that was Tortorella instead of Laviolette, I think Tortorella would have gone over the boards and beat the fuck out of the Devils coach. I think he would have jumped the boards in that case. He has been known to like get way up in there. Like, I think he's about to go fight himself as well. Would that really have happened? I don't think so, but I think it would have became damn close. I actually would have let the head coaches go at it. That would have been funny. That would have been funny, 'cause it only would have been better if the head coaches got into a fight, and if the goalies got into a fight, because it was Shesterkin versus whoever the goalies game Devils goalie was. I don't know. I think it was a young kid. I didn't recognize the name. Gotta love water. Love water. So anyway, let's do this. Let's see what we got. We got robber crabs and we got velociraptors. Yeah, we can do that. Just that's it. Like I said, I'm just gonna do this until the experience ring runs out. Like I said, if it was an Empress ring band that I use, I wouldn't have cared because I can always recharge them. It doesn't matter. But this is the anniversary one, so I'm like, these ones I only get so often, and they're not rechargeable, so I don't want to waste them. It is what it is, my friends. But well, yeah, no, it was great. Like I said, it only would have made it better if the head coaches gotten into a fight, and that the Rangers goalies, the Rangers and the Devils goalies got into it as well. That would have made it great, and it would have been like, okay, the head coaches, they're getting game misconducts or whichever. It's like the goalies are out of here. All these players are out of here, and then they're on minimal staffing. Kind of just like, well, I mean, but even then, even after that happened, there was who was it? another set of players between the Rangers and Devils got into a fight. It was Kyle Kuyi. Starts with a C. I can't remember off the top of my head how it's pronounced. But even he, he laid a good hit. It probably could have been a boarding, to be very honest. It probably could have been a boarding call, but it wasn't. It wasn't a dirty hit, because the Devils player kind of, was getting the puck. He fumbled it a little bit, and then the Rangers player came in, got a good solid. It was from behind. It could have been a cross check, but yeah. So Devils player got hit from behind, and he went into the boards, and he didn't like that. It's like, okay, I got it, and then proceeded to instigate a fight with the Rangers player who was Cooley, who gave the hit. So they each got 5 minutes apiece for fighting. The Devils player was instigated 2 minutes minor for instigating the fight, and I think he got a game misconduct as well. So it's just like, I think within the first period they racked up like, I heard like 160 something minutes worth of penalty minutes. I'm just like, this is awesome. I love the only thing I love more is hearing about is bench clearing brawls. Now that's fun. And like that, do I want to see it often? No, but every once in a while, I think it's nice. Because I heard about when and this is going back, I think, to the 70s, where I think it was the New York Rangers and it was the Boston Bruins, and a fight broke out. Except the fight was between, now again, it was between the Bruins and the fans, where the Bruins literally jumped up. This is when I think the plexiglass weren't as high. I think they were just a little bit shorter, at least enough to where players were able to climb over them. I mean, they still had to reach up pretty good, but they went up into the fans, into the stands, because I forget how it's now. Now I want to go watch that, because I seen it once before. And they're just, the Boston Bruins are going right through the fans. And if it's the Rangers, I think it was the Rangers fans. I could be wrong, but I'm like, I actually be cheering on for the Bruins. I mean, like, yeah, kick the shit out of them. Wow, I just going at it. Anybody actually has interested in actually watching that, hey, go check it out. It's like Bruins brawl with fans. So yeah, that was pretty good actually. If I actually, I probably could look it up real quick here. Let me start the next fight at least. Let's see. Yep, you're fine. You're fine. Oh, gotta get a little bit closer. Alright, let me see if I can find it real quick. Go on YouTube. Alright. Bruins. Let me put NHL. Bruins brawl with fans. See if it posts. Yeah. So it's the Boston Bruins versus the New York Rangers. Fight in the stands. You can look at it. It's like a Boston Bruins go into the stands in 1979. 1979. So that's when it happened. I can see there's a video. It's 6 minutes long. Another one that's 4 minutes long. The 4 minutes long video looks like it's a better Better quality? Let me see real quick. One second. Because I'm looking at the video right now. I have it on mute, so. Oh, because it looks like the Bruins won the game or something. Player dropped his stick. I guess a Rangers fan. No. Now the Bruins and the Rangers are starting to get into it. So I guess then the Bruins and the Rangers. Yeah, it looks like they're starting to argue with each other. I'm watching it on mute, so I'm just trying to go by what I see. And let's see. I guess what must happen is like a Rangers fan probably threw something at the Bruins fans, and that probably started it. Wouldn't surprise me. You know, boys will be boys. Let's see. Let's go ahead. Yep, let's get him. I still don't see. It says fights in the stand. Okay, now they're taking over into the corner. That's what it was. So at this time, where you have the ceilings, the plexiglass was definitely a lot shorter. There's actually a railing right there. That's how they got over. Ah, okay. Yeah, so definitely nowhere near as tall as they are now. So probably because of this reason, because they wanted to prevent. So I'm gonna show it to you real quick. Because I'm on screen capture, so it'll capture anything I throw in here. I'm going to turn the volume on.
Well, this is too bad that after pieces, but Jerry and Cheevers, what a stop.
He made a tremendous stop. Esposito took a stick and broke it over on the glass in about 3 pieces, but Jerry Cheevers stood his ground. Esposito moved in, would like to have, but I'll tell you, well, we got a little thing going on here between Beaton and Secord.
This is
as the fans are now getting involved. As O'Reilly is out into the stands, and this is going to be something. O'Reilly's into the stands fighting with a Ranger fan, and all the Bruins are going over. Gilbert is in there, Peter McNabb. They're all into the stands. McNabb's going up to grab somebody about 7 or 8 rows up.
People are like, they're getting my money's worth.
Well, this is too bad that after the game is over, it gets out of hand like this. And you got to worry about a spectator.
Well, the Bruins are at a decided disadvantage, Fred, with those skates, and somebody could get seriously hurt.
Oh, this does the game no good at all. The breakout, but they failed to clear the ice at the end of the game. And all the Bruins, it seems, are over the dasher and into the stands. Terry O'Reilly was first. They were battling, and just a wild scene at Madison Square Garden. Oh, we're too far away. That's McNabb, I believe, at the top part.
I think I see Harry Sinden in that.
You all can go see the rest of it on your own accord. Where? Oh, I guess I'll have to just kill these. But yeah, I mean, oh god damn it. Alright, we'll do this the old-fashioned way. Going right in the corner. So, I mean, you gotta love stuff like that. But you don't see it very often. I mean, as far as, like, players going up stands, I mean, so that's another reason why you have is the high boards. And I bet you the high boards came right after that because they were like, hey, we can't be having players go right to the stands and fighting people. Even though those people, they're getting their money's worth. They're definitely getting their money's worth. Let's see, 4 or 5. Okay. Let's see, level 63. I'll go take on the Sandcocks and the Raptors. Or maybe 64. You know what? 64, yeah. I think that'd be better. Ah, motherfucker. Every time I'm trying to just get away. Oh, there's 2 of them. Oh. Well, come on, you little assholes. I wonder if I can... I don't want to do a sleek... Oh, I ain't working. Did he sleep? Did he sleep? I think so. Yeah, so like I said, with the Rangers, it was a fun game. Rangers won it 4-3. Kreider got the tip in. No, not the tip in. It was a deflection. I think it was off the power play. If I remember correctly. So good game, good game. Yeah, you know the Devils are out of it. This was not. I mean, for the Devils, this was a game not to try to see if they can get into the playoffs because they knew this was a personal game for them. So, looking back at the history, I shouldn't have been surprised that the Devils made it close because they were not. They were like, well, we're not in it, but we might as well give an FU to the Rangers and maybe try to play a little bit spoiled because the Rangers are trying to win the President's Cup. They win the President's Cup, then they'll have home field advantage throughout the playoffs, how long they're in. Which hopefully goes all the way up to the Stanley Cup, but we'll see how that goes. So let's see what else. Like I said, did get that new coupe. That thing was a pain in the ass. Like I said, guy had to use a forklift just to get into the U-Haul truck that we my kid's sister rented, and even then we get it back to our house, and then for getting it off, my kid's sister puts down the ramp. We're just gonna slide it right down the ramp, and but it kept getting caught on this little slight ledge. We're not talking about like a big ledge. It was like a quarter of an inch, but because there was so much weight pushed down, and we couldn't just push it over that ledge, which really, really sucked. So this little, it might not even been a quarter inch. It might have been like 1/8 of an inch or something. Was preventing us from like getting it off the U-Haul truck, and it's just like, man, this is pretty pathetic on our part. But then we lifted it a little bit and gave a little push, and we got it down. But damn, it was just like it's a nightmare, to be honest. Try to do this. Oh, look, there's a rubber crab. I can't tell. Is that Beach Bunny? No, it's not engaged with me. Let's see. Yeah. I gotta be careful. There's a sandcock right there. What the? Oh, another fucking robber crab. Alright. Go night night. Even if it just say sleep for like 20 seconds, it's at least it'll give me a little bit of breathing room. I get a refresh on. Oh, you know what? I should have refresh too right now. That should be available. I just realized that. Yeah. Probably a whole bunch of spells I'm missing right now just because I've... Let's see, what am I at? I'm at 62, gonna be 63 here soon. What number was that? That was 2 or 4. So this one will be 3 or 4 when I'm done with them. Still, experience band's still not done. Got my shield skill up to 60, so my paladin will definitely be happy. No, I think I'll stick with red mage for when I do Beastmaster. I think red mage would be pretty good. I mean, I could go ninja subbed, but I don't know. I think red mage would probably be better. What? Yes. Come on, Rob. Don't you just hate these guys at times? Alright. Do phalanx real quick. Oh, good timing, because here comes a fucking Pugil. Yay, 63, yay. Holy shit, these fucking crabs come all over the place. So with the new chicken coop, like I said, because my kid sister has her small one. When she had only like 6 chickens, you know, she had the smaller one. But like I said, with the death of the rooster, so and my mother has been wanting like reseed the backyard. So we can get grass on it because she tries doing it every year, and just at times it just epically fails. And I'm just like, but I think she's having some gardeners actually come in and professionally do it this time, and she's just like, you fuck up, I'm gonna get mad at you all. But then like we have is used to be an old in-ground pool and all, but my parents didn't really care for it because it was too much to maintain, to be honest. And at the time, with my baby sister and such, it just they felt it'd just be a lot safer just to fill in the in-ground pool and just have an above ground pool, which was fine. But then eventually they got rid of the above ground pool because, well, nobody didn't really want to swim in it. For what reason? I think one year, partially reason why is because one year the above ground pool, I think we had like a bad storm and it damaged it. So, and they're just like, okay, we don't want to be wasting our money doing this. So they just just getting rid of it. It sucked because it was a nice pool, but it is what it is, Come on. Am I targeting the right crowd? There we go. Yeah. Holy fuck, this is gonna be a mess. Yep, here it is. Damn it. Alright, well. The other one's still asleep, so we'll just leave it alone for now. They'll wake up here in a minute or two. Probably like 30 seconds. Yep, there it goes. It missed, so let's go ahead and put it back to sleep. Oh my lord, I can't get around these damn things. But at least I started the new change, so I'm not gonna complain too much about that. Damn. Go to sleep. Hopefully. Looks like you did. So, like I said, so with getting this bigger chicken coop, my kid sister I don't know if she's gonna do it the smaller one. I mean, basically like that. So that whole area that used to be the in-ground in-ground pool. So that area, because we did have we set that up as like a little of not a gardening stage, but we had like the beach chairs, little patio sets, shit like that. So all that's gonna go onto the actual patio set, and that whole area will just be for the chickens, and you talking about it's a pretty decently good size area. So, but they're gonna be penned up, so this where nothing can get in, nothing can climb into the, since the rooster got killed, unfortunately. So those chickens will be safe, and with more room, which means they'll be happier. My kid's sister paid like almost $1,000 for this bigger chicken coop. And actually, I think she's making it right now. I think her and her friend who sleeps here, I think they're both putting out the chicken coop, because she's just like telling her friends like, hey, because her friend is not none of her boyfriends this week, and I remember she was talking about, I can't remember what it was, but and she's like bribing her. She's like, hey, I got food, do you want to help me put up this chicken coop? And her friend was just like, yeah, sure. So it was quite funny, actually. Her husband would help, but my sister's husband has to work tonight, so it's just like, yeah, I mean, he helped get the chicken coop out, but the rest is just like, yeah, you're on your own. What's field parchment? Huh, that was weird. Feeling magic skill. So I said I don't know how long the stream is going to be, because I wanted to be doing some other things, but it just got crazy today. It just, every time I want to do one of these long streams, something always comes up. It's like never ending fucking story. Alright, I know this guy's gonna be a pain, he'll aggro me, so let's just get him out of the way. Oh, watch, here comes the raptor. Here he comes, there he is. Of course, motherfucker. Go to sleep, bitch. At least long enough to where I can go ahead and take out this damn, Come on. I wanted to do the raptor next, but I wonder if I can do sleep gut on him. Oh, look, great timing. Just, there was another one that happened to come over. Wow. Oh my god. Alright, we'll do you. We'll do Sleepka 99. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm gonna die. It's like the never-ending fucking story. Pissed me off. Where the hell did this rabbit? Oh, this rabbit got caught in it. Well, I'm not too worried about the rabbit. The rabbit's like a, it's like a. Try to get this under control a little bit. Let's do a refresh. Alright. Let's get him out of the way because he'll be real easy. Oh, you know, he's a tough. Jesus Christ. It ain't one, it's the other. Hey, at least I'm getting my enfeebling skill up. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna change the where this microphone is placed. I think when I eventually move my desk, I had it to where it's coming from my left. It'll come underneath kind of type deal. Or maybe I even might have it to where maybe it's underneath my desk. And I'll have it to where it comes up that way. I think that might be actually easier. I don't know, something I'm gonna try out. Something to try out. Oh, excuse me. Alright. Let's see, that was 5 of 5. Okay, so as soon as I kill this robber crab, I am gonna go and yeah, I'm gonna switch to raptors and sandcocks. Assuming I don't get linked by any other damn thing in the world. And all this, I just want to get rid of the rest of this experience band. I didn't think there was this much left. I really did not think there was this much. But apparently there is. Alright. All that fun and excitement is done. Done, I say, son. Sun out, guns out. Alright. Yeah. Alright, let's do this. Alright, we'll go right in here. Actually, no, we'll go over here, plop my ass here. So I'll kill that robber crab. this? I got 4 more levels until I get to this beauty. This is gonna be some fun. Don't get me wrong, the Crimson Blade's cool. Plus 10 MP and 5 intelligence. Yeah, that's nice. These are linkers. No, not linkers. Alright. So I hope everybody's enjoying it. Like I said, it's fucking overcasted where I'm at here in New Jersey. Fucking now tomorrow is supposed to be sunny and it's supposed to get warmer. I heard it's supposed to be like that through most of next week. Hopefully that happens. If not, then it's gonna be. I mean, because this past week, oh my god, it was driving truck was like a nightmare. I'm like, I was miserable. I honestly was miserable. You know, don't get me wrong, nice $1,200 paycheck does tend to kind of help that out a little bit. But it's just like, it's like, good lord. Alright, we'll get the refresh going. I'll do a little bit of blind. Why not? Actually, you know what I should do is distract instead. Help lower the target's evasion. Make it easier to hit them. Alright, now we're working our way down over here. It's like I should have done like haste first, guys. I think haste will affect the timing on my stuff. I don't know, I could be wrong. Because sometimes you'll get haste like it's only for like attack speed, or you'll get some haste that only affect the time counters on spells. So if you have on those like those haste, like instead of like the spell being like, let's say if it's a 40-second spell, it may kick it down to like 35, 32 seconds or something like that. Some haste do that. I don't remember what it does in the Final Fantasy 11. I'll look it up one day. Put this on. Actually, I should tell it right now. Yeah, this is just attack speed. Which is cool. It's still nice to have. See, I think haste is level 48, so unfortunately you can't get it. Like it'd be nice, like ninja red mage. That'd be great. So, but you can do a lot of soloing with red mage ninja as ninja as sub. Oh, that's nice. Ooh, that was a nice shot. Refresh. I wonder. Hold on a sec. Scrolls. Be under white mage. Okay. Well, look at that. I can get cure 3. Yeah, that's cool. That's reasonable. No, these are the ones I should try to hunt down and see, I don't really need raise unless, well, I mean, I should put it on. But that's if I'm like, you know, going to be doing other stuff with people. Yeah, we'll do that. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I already got it. Do I got... I think I got paralyzed already. Okay. Just... No, I'm pretty sure there is a refresh too. Huh. Oh, there it is. Oh, but it's level 82. Okay. Alright, I don't feel as bad now. I wonder if I can... You know, I probably have to go into my... But you have to go in here. White magic, and yeah, auto sort. There we go. This will definitely be a whole lot easier. I should do that with Black Mage. So now I gotta remember where Dia is. Look at that shield skill. Alright, I feel enhancing magic's getting up there. Nice. Nice. So, hat tip, anybody out there, you're doing anniversary ring? Yeah, dude, that shit takes forever. I mean, when you're trying to do a lot of leveling, yeah, it's fucking amazing. But here, I'm just trying to like, okay, you should be done, and it's just like, nope, 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 nope. I'm like, damn it. shop. I got shit to sell. Doobie doobie doo. Oh, that's why, because he's got stone on him. I wonder why. That makes sense. Yeah, I'm just trying to focusing on doing my enhancing skills. Oh, did that go up? Yeah, it did. 39. All right, awesome. And the experience band still has yet to be worn off. Actually, no, let's go down this way. Oh man, what a day it is. But it's all good. Let's see, we're at 1 hour and 33 minutes into the stream. I don't know, I'll find one day how to really make these fun. Because I am feeling really low key. It just sucks because I like planning everything out. Like I said, today I was supposed to start streaming. I wanted to start streaming at like between 10 and 11 this morning, but I knew I had to go help my sister with this coupe because we had to drive like 25-30 minutes away to go get it. And just with all the little delays, you know, now I didn't start streaming this until like around 1. You know, it's just, I don't know, really puts a whole damper in this thing, you know. And I sit here and like, yeah, I want to stream, but at the same time, I'm just like, man, I don't know. So I think I'm gonna stream for like about another 25 minutes. Uh, maybe I'll do another stream later. Maybe I don't. If I do, I want to do something. You know what? I think I will do a stream later, but it'll probably be a little bit towards more of a late night stream. It'll be sometime after like 9 or 10 o'clock, or whenever my friend gets done with her stream that I moderate, that I help moderate with some other moderators. And I think I'm gonna do is Rise, Son of Rome, just something where I don't really need to think about it. I can just like, I just want to like do the most bloodiest, goriest things, you know. Of course, I haven't played the game since the last time I streamed it, so now I'm just like, I'll probably have to play like a few minutes just to be like, oh, okay, this is what I got to do, you know. But I might look at some other games as well. There's like a really cool another fighting game, but I think a lot of it is dealt with actually doing online against other people, and I really don't want that. I just want like a closed game type sandbox environment where it's just me going up against it. You know, think of like Skyrim, you know, but something that's more fun. You know, I may go look up, see what other popular ones are out there, and if they're under like $20, you know, I might go ahead and pick it up. Like I said, because a lot of my expenses now have been cut in half. I don't have to worry as much. Granted, the fucking governor of my goddamn state decides, hey, we need to replenish the funds, you know, to update and upgrade and maintain the subway system. So we're gonna raise the tax gas, and next thing I know is gas went up like 20 cents. I mean, I got gas before that, but not as much as I should have, because I thought it was, the way I read it, it was going to happen over a period of 5 years. No, this was like a sudden jump. I'm like, you motherfucker. And I don't even use the subway. I don't use the trains at all. Last time I think I ever took the train was to go into New York City, you know, but that was a couple years ago. And the only time I used to train before that was years before that, you know. I think I might have used to train like a total of 3 times in the last since I got out of the army in 2016. 3 times since 2016. You know, it's just like, good lord. I'm sorry, hey, cool that, you know, people want to use this, so that's cool. That's why you have ticket prices, you know. It's like, why should I don't want to be paying for something I completely don't use, you know. It's unfucking real. And yet people are like, hey, yeah, you're killing us on this shit, and like, oh no, we're gonna save you money here and all that, and they proceed to ram it down anyways, and be like, it's like, hey, your idea of saving us money is actually costing us even more fucking money, you know. And then they wonder why, like, I want to leave the fucking state, other people want to leave the state, you know. On top of that, it's fucking, you know, I'm a gun rights guy, you know, and it's ridiculously hard to exercise my right, you know, my 2A rights, you know, without, it's just like, because every time it's like, oh yeah, I want to go do this, and it's like, we really can't do that because of government regulations, you know, i.e. laws, you know. And I'm just like, are you fucking serious? It's like, come on. You know, it's just like, I can't wait to leave this state. Hopefully within the next couple of years. You know, hopefully it'll be in New Hampshire, but who knows? It could very well be in West Virginia. Maybe Pennsylvania if it goes in the other direction. Because right now, the Democrats are just fucking crushing that state. You know, and from the way I read, they're trying to push, you know, they're thinking about doing their own, you know, sort of assault weapons ban and all that, which I have family who live there. You know, my aunts, my uncles, and I was telling, hey, this is what the Dems are going to do. They're like, it's not going to happen here. I was just like, you get it to where the Dems are in complete control, and you know, because right now they are in complete control, and you know, but they're barely hanging on, and now there is a push coming where, you know, people are registering just not to be voting for Dems. Let me put it that way. I mean, don't get me wrong. Do I think the Republicans are any better? No, and I've said this many times. However, you know, people are trying to put people in who are saying, hey, these are my rights, fucking protect, you know, putting laws in place are not going to fucking try to override my rights. You know? And if that happens, and then they start, and you know, whoever may it be, and they start making the state a little bit better, a little bit more friendlier, I'll consider moving there as well. You know, if I go up in the northern part of PA, or if I go up into New Hampshire, you know, it'll be the same distance from my daughters and my wife. So that's all I care about. You know, along with, hey, hands off my guns. You know, because Pittsburgh just announced that because of understaff and all, that they're going to stop, what did they say? Hold on a sec. Now I got to put it on. Where is haste? Oh, there's refresh. Oh, sorry, there's haste. They're between the hours of 3 and 7, or 2 and 7, or you know, for some non-emergency calls, they're not going to respond to. It'll just go to a box, and they'll get to it when they can. You know, they'll answer it like the next day. I was like, are you serious? You know, and non-emergency means like, hey, I got fucking robbed. Or, you know, even if they say, hey, there's a robbery in process, like, well, if you do it a logical point, it's like, hey, is there violence going on? They're like, well, not at the moment, because they're just robbing my place and I'm staying away from it. They're like, okay, well, it's not an emergency response. This is how I'm going to interpret it. We'll see you in a few hours. And be like, are you serious? Because really, if you think about it, if it's not an emergency, like, yeah, they're, you know, I got robbed. They're like, well, are they still there? And it's like, no. Okay, so you're not in any immediate danger, right? They're like, well, not at the moment. They're like, cool, we'll see you in a few hours. I mean, that's that's unreal. You know, here's people who are paying taxes that are going to this police force, and the police force is basically like, yeah, we're not going to answer the phone calls. And eventually, you know, they're going to get maybe even more understaffed. Be like, well, and they'll start putting those exemptions in that box too, or they'll start writing. They're like, well, between the hours of 11 and 7, if it's not an emergency, we're not going to answer. Or they'll be like, well, you're getting robbed and all that, but if you're not in immediate danger, we'll get to it in the morning. You know, or they'll be like, oh, hey, here we go. A woman's like, I got raped, but they're like, okay, are you in any immediate danger? They're like, no, but I'm pretty shooked up, or whatever experience that women go through during rape. They're like, okay, well, if it's not, then it's not an emergency, so we'll get to it later. I can see that fucking argument coming up. You know? What's another one? It's like, hey, I have a dead body here. Are you in any immediate danger? Or is this an emergency? They're like, well, there's a dead body, but is anybody else at risk of getting killed? No? Okay, we'll see you later. Don't be surprised it goes down that route eventually. Not right now. If people are like, hey, I have a dead body in my house, they're like, okay, hey, we'll come deal with it. But eventually, you know, the shortages will get worse, While it's amazing, they'll have shortages, but then they're like, but we don't have enough money. It's just like, wait. You're shorthanded, but the bills keep going up. How is it I'm paying more despite the fact that you're short-handed? That would mean is that that your budget's getting smaller per se. And you're like, hey, or at the very least is you're like, hey, let's just, if $1 million is in the budget, but they're like, hey, we're short-handed, and you're like, okay, cool. Well, you still have all that extra money, and the answer will be is no, we spent that money. I was like, well, what the fuck did you spend that money on? If you're short-handed, where did that excess money go to? And this is what really is happening in like places in New York City, because the fact that they went to fund the police and all that, but it's amazing is these budgets keep going fucking up. It's just like they're losing people, but their budgets go up. Explain that one to me. And I already know the answer. And the answer is that they're taking that money to put into every little pet projects that they have, that these goddamn politicians have, and then when shit goes sideways, next thing you know is they're like, oh, we're having budget concerns. Like I said, the New York City police are understaffed, but the city's budget keeps going up. They keep taxing the people more and more and more and more. It's because they're wasting their goddamn money on other things that they think is going to help, like the fucking migrant crisis. And by the way, New York City and all those cities that sat there was just like, we're a sanctuary city. It's fucking haunting them right now. And don't get me wrong, I don't think the politicians really care. I think they just want to see everything they're just trying to take, in my opinion, is they're taking a fucking sledgehammer and just trying to break everything. And then they'll blame it on, like, the system. They're like, well, we need to change the system. I can go in those kind of topics, but I'm not going to, because this is just airing out of grievances. But it's just, it's unreal, and I don't care if, excuse me, I just don't like the politicians. I think they're all a bunch of crooks. And, and I'm so tired of it. And there's some politicians who are doing it because they truly want to wreck the system, because then they'll just blame it on somebody and be like, okay, because of, we tried to do something, but you know what? We need to bring in a different system. Okay? And they'll lie and they'll obfuscate, blah, 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 blah. And it's just, it's ridiculous. And a lot of these people, they're being backed by foreign interests, But I mean, not the grassroots one. The grassroots ones, they're being backed by an ideology, versus like, you got the upper echelons and all that. They're being funded by foreign entities, like the George Soros and the WF or whatever, China or whatever. But all of them, like, even though they all don't like each other, but they're like, hey, let's wreck this system as much as we can. And then when the system's wrecked, they'll all fight over it. They'll all be like, well, we can do it better than this guy. And then they'll have their own little war amongst themselves. So you're talking about, like, you got the avowed, like, socialist / communists who don't like the WF guys. And the WF doesn't like the socialist / communists, even though they're all working towards the same goal. It's just that once they get to that goal, then they'll be like, my way, they're each looking at each other, and they're like, hey, our way will be better. And the other ones are going, no, it's not, our way will be better. And it's just like, the people are the ones who are going to get hurt the most. And it's just unreal, and I can go into so much detail, but I'm just trying to keep it simple. Okay, it's just. I liked it. Sometimes I liked it better when technology wasn't so advanced because it was just easier to get lost. Really, it really was. I was just watching last Sunday with my online community. We're watching Shawshank Redemption, and then this guy gets wrongfully accused of murder. Finds out like almost 20 years later, a guy who came in for theft and all that, but he was just sitting there talking about how this guy in this other prison was bragging about he killed this couple, this guy and this woman who were, the woman was having an affair and her husband was some lawyer smooch or what, I forget exactly how he said it, but unbeknownst, as the guy was telling the story about this, what this other guy's saying is that the guy he's talking to, the guy who got wrongfully convicted of murder, that's him. This guy was talking. So you got prisoner A, who is the guy that got wrongfully convicted for murder. Then you got prisoner B, is this kid who's just kind of went down the wrong path, but it's like petty larceny, but he's in prison. And then this prisoner C, who's this guy who is bragging about how he killed this man and woman, and it turns out, and he found out the woman was like cheating on the lawyer husband. Well, the lawyer husband is prisoner A. So I just want to make sure I get the story straight, And so then prisoner A, so the guy who got wrongfully convicted, went to the warden. Now it turns out the warden, despite that, he's like, I'm a Catholic man. I'm a man of God. Blah blah blah. Bunch of bullshit. As he's portrayed as a bullshitter because he's running all these money schemes behind the scene. Oh, it's the Velociraptor. That's what it was. Okay. So he's running all these money schemes using the prisoners to because all these local contracts. And the warden can be like, I can do it at a cheaper price because he's using the prisoners as free labor. This is basically, the whole slavery thing, which is wrong in every way. So, and I've never fully seen Shawshank Redemption. I've always seen clips, but last Sunday was the first time I've actually seen the entire movie. Really good movie, by the way. So the guy, it turns out, like I said, being that he was a lawyer, he was really good at accounting. He was an accountant, so he was holding all the finances for the warden. Again, the warden was just using this free labor under the pretension that if you fuck up, I'm throwing you in the hole. And he did at one point, just making this guy's life miserable, absolutely miserable, and breaking him. To where he's just a shell, and he's just like, okay, just do as you're told, and everything will be okay, type deal. Well, unbeknownst to the warden, and he's been setting it up for a few years prior, because he was just like, I'm wrongfully convicted. He was actually tucking away a lot of the money, putting him in different accounts, unbeknownst to the warden, and he was ciphering off just a little bit of money. Not enough for the warden to suspect, because at the time, with technology, it wasn't as good. So the warden just sees, yep, his account's going up, and money's coming in, but not knowing that some of the money was being diverted to these other accounts. So come time to when, let the cat out of the bag, the prisoner, he made his escape. And so, and as he made his escape, he got to freedom. So he went to the bank. So, and what he did was, while he was also diverting some of his money, he was compiling all this evidence against the warden and any of the prisoner guards that were involved in it. Which the head prison guard, in the beginning, it seemed like he was going to be rough but fair. But it turns out he was in on it because prisoner B, who was trying to tell this guy, went to the warden and said, "Hey, I'm willing to testify that prisoner C said this, this, and this, and get this guy out of jail, because he's like, hey, I want to do the right thing." And the warden was just like, "Are you sure? Are you sure?" Now, as soon as he walked outside and he walked away from the building to meet the warden, I had the feeling the warden was going to off this guy. And sure enough, after the guy says, "Yeah, I'm going to testify. That's what I'm going to do. I hope I have your backing." And the warden was just like, "Okay," walked away. And next is you see him kind of look up, kind of nod his head. Head guard was up in the tower and fucking took 4 shots right in the guy's back, took him out. And then they said, well, he was trying to escape. So the warden had him killed to keep him silent, because the warden did not want to lose the golden goose. And the golden goose was him, because he was able to start doing all this, these undercuttings, because of prisoner A. He was like a lawyer, finance accountant, something like that. And so the warden was able to learn how to run these scams. Now the guy didn't know didn't initially know that the warden was using him to start his scams. And what it is like I said, is he was outbidding everybody because he was able to just offer free labor. And he put a lot of people out of business. Local business that just, started failing, because he could come in and he could well, I can do this. Probably because probably because a lot of people he was bidding for didn't realize that he was going to be using prison labor. Or if they did, they were just as corrupt too. They were just like, hey, I save money, he makes a little bit of money, is a win-win. So, like I said, the prisoner A, the finance accountant, he compiled all the info of everything that happened over the years. I think he was in there for a good 25 years, if I remember correctly. Yeah, because he went in, it was... Yeah, I think he went in right after World War II. Then it was the 60s when he got out. So it's just yeah, he made sure to fuck this guy over really good. And like I said, even when the warden was given the evidence and all that, he's just like, nope, I'm not letting go of my golden goose. So for a man who's always preaching about God and shit like that, oh, he was corrupt to the fucking core. Absolutely corrupt. So that whole he was hiding behind the veil of being a godly man. And when in reality, he was Judas trying to get his 30 pieces of silver. If we want to keep it in a biblical sense. So the reason why I bring up the movie is just that he was able to get away, and they weren't able to find him because they had a hard time trying to trace everything. And just imagine during those times, 50s, 60s, before, it was so easy just to be lost. It was so easy to try to get away with things. I mean, you almost had to be stupid to get caught. All you had to do was lay low, and you have a few hours ahead, and you knew what routes to take. Because I think he did. I don't remember how he got 2 places. No, I'm sorry. Because he escaped when they did the roll call for when everybody goes to sleep, the guards do their roll call. And in a previous section of the movie, when they were doing checking for contraband, the warden allowed him to keep this poster and all that because he was a good prisoner, and he's like, we can make exceptions and all that. Well, unbeknownst to anybody, I'll finish up this one because these are starting to give crap experience. And the experience ring is still on. What the fuck? So, anyways, he hid behind a poster. That's where he was digging for years. It took him like 10 years or something. Like I said, he was in there for 25 years. So when he was allowed to keep this poster, he started digging a hole behind the poster. And you thought, again, it was a big poster, probably like it was probably like 4 feet long by like 3 feet wide. I mean, it was good sizable. So he would make a hole big enough to where he could fit through, decently comfortable, every night. And he would dig this hole, dig it. And then when he was ready, and like I said, when he got on to doing all this accounting stuff, that's when he really accelerated the idea. And he managed to, let's see, did I start? Yep, arrangement's over. He managed to score away almost $400,000. Now, for perspective, and my friend was telling, she did the inflation cost. That $400,000 will be the equivalent of like around $2.5 million today. You might be in a little bit more of that. So that was about the amount. And like I said, and his friend. Now his friend was played by the actor Morgan Freeman. Played the character that befriended him. Was always really nice to him. Oops. And so, and he was happy that he got out. So, and when all the evidence came in that the warden was going to jail, was going to prison, he's like, oh, I can't wait to see him come his ass behind bars. Of course, then the warden, being a coward that he is, took his own life. The head prison guard was arrested, and I think probably most of the prison guards were probably arrested. But upon there was a clearing of the whole system. They replaced pretty much just about everybody, and so in this particular guy, for Morgan Freeman's character, was just denied time after time after time. And finally, on this last time he went before the parole board, he finally was like, I don't give a fuck anymore. And I forget, it was along those lines. He's just like, you're just going to tell me I'm not good enough, why you shouldn't care, but, et cetera, et cetera. And, but this time I said, he had new people who were overlooking, and they were less like, and they granted him parole, and he was in there for like 30 years or something, and he went through doing, he was at a safe house, and then, hold on a sec, let me make sure, okay, yeah, so Sandcox and Greeter Mentacores. Let me get in the middle a little bit, right. God, there's never really a safe spot around here. Alright, well, might as well get close to one. Or not. So anyways, let's see real quick. There we go. I want haste. That's what I want. I want that plus. Let's do an arrow. So when Morgan Freeman's character got out, he went into like a safe house. Had on room. He was granted room and board. Actually, just in front of the place, it was decently big. Actually, it almost looked like a small apartment. And then he worked the grocery line, and the one thing he brought up is he kept asking the boss for permission to go to the bathroom, and finally the boss just like, you don't need to ask me for permission. And and the offhand account was like, that's how long he's been in prison, that's all he's ever used to, was asking permission to do something. and I forget what happened is, but I think he might have gotten like a letter or something. I'm not entirely sure. Uh, what prompted him, but he ended up deciding to like say, "Fuck it, get a bus ticket and violate his parole to go find his friend." I said, and I kind of I missed the part. I missed the part why he was, what prompted him to do it. You know, but he was remembering some of the things that his friend told him, and he found clues. You know, and he, as he violated his board, you know, he took a train. No, I'm sorry, he took a bus, went to where go, because remember, and that's right. He was sent a card. That's what prompted it. He was sent a card. You know, and he realized from the way the card was written, it was from his friend. You know, because I think it was cryptic in some way. And so, by doing all these clues, you know, eventually he found his friend, and his friend was just like, "Hey, I got a business proposal for you," and you know, and basically is they're working on this boat, and I guess it's just like, "Hey, let's go live our lives," and I guess that's what it was. But you know, they gave each other's hugs. They were so happy to see each other. You know, but the point is, I mean, these guys were able to. You know, the one escaped while being actively looked. The other one just like, okay, hey, I'm just gonna say fucking go and violate his parole, which in the case of the movie, I think it was the right thing to do. But however, you know, you couldn't do that these days. I mean, with all the surveillance systems that we have set up, and it is just so easy to not. I mean, right now it's so hard to not get caught. I mean, where they can practically find you in hours. Now, you're talking about in terms of public safety, where honestly, you know, someone, you know, did actually kill someone. You know, you want to find the person as fast as possible. But imagine all the other surveillance that you do every day. Like, if you wanted to, like, not get found, you have to reject technology. You know, it's like right now, it's like, you know, I have my phone right here. My phone has GPS. Like, if someone like if the government really, you know, government really wanted to find me, they could just petition. They could say, you know, hey, we have a warrant to Google or Samsung or wherever, you know, I bought the phone from, and they can literally just sit there. It's like, okay, well, hey, we'll go. Well, I'm sure there's a back door to it where they'll give the GPS, and it'll go right to the government, and they'll find you. I mean, it does keep track of your system. I mean, when you think about your Alexas, you know, and I was like trying to explain this to my aunt. I was like, okay, hey, just don't say any, don't talk about anything personal, that, you know, any personal info or conversations that you're having around it. And she's like, oh, what do you mean? She's like, I'm like, because Alexa is listening for key terms, but in order to listen for those key terms, it has to be listening all the time. She's like, oh, really? I was like, yeah. I mean, can something as simple as Alexa be used to spy on you? It's like, yeah. Taken to its logical conclusion. Let me put on distract on this guy. It's a little hard. So, and it's like, now you're talking about like everybody. There's cameras all over the place, whether it be, and even now they're trying to roll out. Who was it? I forget who it was. They're trying to make the pitch to like, hey, to basically just give up all your personal belongings. So let me preface this first, is that they're trying to convince people is to, hey, instead of buying appliances, how about you rent them and call and trying to call it a circular economy, They're like, you don't own it, so you don't have to pay these ridiculous prices for it. But it's like, well, the people who you're renting it from, they still own it, you know. But then it's like, hey, you know, you can do that with your apartment. You can do that with your appliances. You you will own nothing and you'll be happy. It was like the first thought that came to my mind. It's like it was literally saying, don't own anything. And then it's like, hey, in you know, where they're making these cities to where you can use on your rented phone. Yeah, you won't even own your phone. You on your rented phone because it won't cost you as much as buying one. I mean, they're trying to sell it from an economic point of view. Well, it's like you can have all this stuff, you just don't own it. It's just rented to you. And it'll be a whole lot cheaper. Oh shit, I didn't realize. Well, this is gonna suck. Okay, cool. That one's done. Anyway, so what was I say? And yeah, so basically it's like you'll own nothing, you'll be happy type deal. It sounds like a WFD thing, and it wouldn't surprise me if this was actually this lady was actually part of like the WF, but it goes along the lines of what these communists are trying to do. It's just like, no owning private thing, and then they'll try to tell you there's the difference between private and personal property. I was like, yeah, there is no difference. There really isn't. You know, they're trying to sell that. You know, and I call them out. Like my friend who's a mentor to me, she's called that out, and she's just like, there is no difference between personal and private property. It's still the same thing. Okay, because literally I got a couple of the communists to admit to this, because they're like, oh, you can own your house, you can own your land, but if I use, you know, because they're like, oh, that's personal property, blah 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 blah. But if I use it to like sell stuff, if I use my house to you know, rent out a room or something to somebody, they're like, well, that's different, and they're like, you can't do that. So, oh, that means that my house suddenly becomes personal to private. Trust me, there is a logic behind what they're trying to do in their twisted view. I got it. You know, but it's just unreal, you know. So if they tell you it's like, oh no, there's a difference between personal and private property, it's like, no, there isn't. In their view, there is, because it depends on how you use it. If you use it like to sell stuff, to grow your own food, to sell, to have people build stuff for you that they don't get to partake in, then suddenly it's private property, even though nothing has to change except how you use it. So yeah, people will try to, so the communists and all that, yeah, they'll sit there and try to dictate how you use your property and such. So, and them saying, oh, everybody will be free. It's like, no, you're full of shit. You know it. I know it. So, anyways, that's going back to where they're trying to sell this idea. It's like, hey, rent stuff because it's cheaper in the end, and all the responsibility is on the it's on the place, it's on the business that you're renting from, etc., etc. And you don't get it. It's just like, if someone else owns it, which means at any point is they can sit there and just take it away. They're like, oh, you violated the renting agreement. We're taking it away from you. So what it is you're not actually independent. You are dependent, excuse me, on the government, because they're trying to do this through that the government is regulating these companies. So you're dependent on the government for your needs. And that's a scary world. So I hope everyone is like doesn't fall into that trap, but we'll see what happens. And so that says this is coming into what I was saying about, oh, that's why I got into this, because there's a surveillance part to this. The surveillance part is that they're saying, oh, while you're and they'll say is you don't need cars anymore, because They'll be better managed because they're going to use AI. These autonomous self-driving vehicles. Well, one of the ones that they were putting up that was technology comes better, which means they'll be able to monitor the road better. And one of the things I noticed that they're saying is that if someone is like crossing the road where they're not supposed to be crossing the road, the camera on the car, because the way at least they put it, at least what they're envisioning, is that there'll be a camera that's on the front of the hood, and it can pivot, so it can see more. Well, obviously, people can see what the camera is seeing, so it is another surveillance of the apparatus. Okay, so, and you just think about it, it's like, that's pretty scary, because one example he's using is if someone crosses the road where they're not supposed to cross, this camera on the car will see it, and so the car can stop. Okay, so what's stopping for someone who's like, oh, hey, going up to someone, hey, I'm with the government, you're getting ticketed for illegally crossing the road. It's like, what are you talking about? And they're like, yeah, car number, blah, blah, whatever, on this camera, saw you crossing illegally, and then you can program the system where stuff it does like that, it can be sent to the government to where they can come and they can assess it for themselves. Be like, oh, yep, you illegally crossed the road, you're being fined, or depending on what it is, you're going to jail. Weird twist of rights. This is stuff it's just like, whenever you hear something, it's just like, and when it sounds like it's too good to be true, it generally isn't. It really isn't, because if you think of it, it's like, what's the logical sense to it? Well, one is, if self-driving cars, if you're not in control of it, which means someone else is in control of it, So, if you're trying to, like, they'll say, well, then criminals won't be able to steal cars because they can't drive them. Okay, so what happens when you do something that the government doesn't like? That the government says, no, that's wrong. Now you get in your car, and now next thing you know is you're supposed to be going to your mom's or dad's place, or your boyfriend's or girlfriend's place. Next thing you know is the car stops, and you get out, and all of a sudden it's the police station. The cops are like, come with us. And you'll be like, for what? Because you said something we didn't like, so when you got in your car, we had it sent you to here. Scary ass shit. Let's see. Hold on a sec. Alright, let's do Sleepka. Hopefully this will put the Manticore to rest. Okay, I think I'm okay. Because if Trion goes down, I'm rather fucked. And I need to start doing some backup healing. Okay, now this one is like decided to. Oh, that might be too much. Yeah, I knew it. So, it's just, so whenever you hear, because it's just like, whether it be legislation or this neat new item or whatever, think about like the logic, like, hey, how can this be abused? Okay, how can this go bad? It's just like, I think of the example of the Patriot. Oh shit. Well, there I go. Fuck you. Hit me twice, and that was the end of it. God damn it. Actually, this is where I wish I kind of had Insta-Rays back on. But then again, if I die and get the Insta-Rays, I wonder if that will automatically tell my NPC, automatically disperse my NPCs. I don't know. But the good thing is, I'll just go right back into... let me just go over here to Signet real quick. That really did suck. You know, so it's like, how do I put this? You know, where you get something. It's like when I first got I first heard about the Alexa. You know, and it was explained to me how it works. And so it's always constantly listening. And I'm just like, is anybody listening on the other side? You know, is there a transcript or whatnot? And, you know, people might say, no, there isn't. Okay. But what happens if it does? Like take, for instance, the Patriot Act. That was put in, you know, right after 9/11. You know, and it was sold to us as it's just going to be looking at foreign threats, make sure it keeps the American people happy. Well, it got abused. Okay. Because then what happens is they started spying on people. And what they did was they were like, oh, hey, person A in America is talking to person B in some country that the Patriot Act doesn't pertain to. They're like, so what they're doing is they're like, no, we're not listening on the conversation. We're not spying on person A. We're spying and surveilling on person B, and it just so happens person A just has to be talking to this person. So it was accidental, and it's just like, you're full of shit and you know it. Your original target was A, but you use B as a proxy so you can spy on A. That's how it started getting abused. Until like the whole Snowden thing, where Snowden just, you know, revealed like straight up, the government was just using the Patriot Act to spy on people. Straight up, it wasn't even going through foreign interests, though it still tried to. But what happens is that the way they ended up doing it was, and I'll get to this in a sec, was person A, who they're listening to, is they might have X amount of contacts. So for all those contacts, they can go in and listen to their contacts. Okay, so if person A, who they're spying, is a foreign guy, and he has over 1,000 contacts, now within those 1,000 contacts, each of them will have, let's say, 1,000 themselves too. And then I think someone says that it went one person more to the left. So person A has 1,000 contacts. Out of those 1,000 contacts, they each have 1,000 contacts, so they get to listen to all those people. And out of those, so person A is the first tier. Then second tier is those 1,000 contacts. Now, out of those, if every one of those have thousands each, so that creates a third tier. Now, out of that tier, all of them have thousands of contacts. Now, and then this is simplified, and now you have is a fourth tier. So one person, listen on one person, this means then you can connect 1 million people. Actually, here I'll do the math right now. We'll just use a simple number of 100. Simple number of 100. So that one turned into 101. And here, I'll give it 1 second as soon as I beat the shit out of this guy. Very rarely do I actually die to these things. Oh, new training arrangement. Yay! And the experience band thing is still up. And I sent... Ah, man. I really kind of... I don't want to say I screwed myself, but I wasn't expecting it to take this long. But it's like, whatever. So anyway, so hold on a sec. Alright, so that turns into 100 people, and we'll just say, and then we'll times that. So the third tier, and then let's see, if that turns into 100 people, then 100 times 10,000. So by the time they get to the fourth tier, at 100 people, starting off with one person, and then tier 2, that means there's 100 people, assuming there's 100 people in that first tier's contact, and then there's 100 people each out of that first tier, out of that second tier's contact. That turned into 10,000 people. So third tier is now up to 10,000 people. So each of them has 100. That means that 10,000 turns into over 1 million people by the time it gets to the fourth tier. 1 million people. You know, now, like I said, on average, this, you know, was how much we are connected with each other, and this is in their contacts. And I think it's like their phone contacts, their Facebook. My understanding of it is, you know, their you know, any of their social media, you know. So now that you're talking about, I mean, I have like 300 people on my Facebook. You're talking about like the average Facebook user who generally uses it a lot, especially if they're doing it for family and shit like that. You know, out of the 300 people I have for Facebook, I think I have like 50 family members. The rest are friends. You know, so now let's, you know, if you take that in at the 250 range, that 250, that number increases a lot. Let's just redo it. So that 250 times, so the third tier becomes 62,500. Now let's times that. The fourth tier, wow. The fourth tier would be, you know, it's saying if the original contact was 250 and everybody on average has 250, by the time it gets to the fourth tier, it's 15,625,000 people. And let's say it goes one more. If it goes to the fifth tier, that's potentially up to 3,906,250,000. I mean, don't at that point is now you have people who are overlapping with other people, so that number is probably nowhere near that high. But still, you could be looking at potentially like nearly the entire. By the time it gets to like the fourth tier, nearly half the country could be swept up. You know, so it sounds like, you know, conspiracy-esque type deal, but it's that's what they did. That's how they I think that's how the FISA thing worked, where they spied on Trump. Was they looked at a contact, somebody who was like kind of away from it, but that person had X amount of contacts, and out of those contacts, they looked into like a third tier contact, and then Trump happened to be amongst that third tier. And that's how they were able. They backdoored the shit out of it. They were just saying, "Oh, Trump just got." It was incidental. You know, it's like incidental my ass. But I mean, they've done this to God knows how many people. It would not surprise me if somebody I happen to know knew somebody, you know, and I got caught up in it. Who knows? Or even you yourself. And we're just average citizens. Me, I mean, you know. Said, being as I'm former army and all that, I'm sure I'm on somebody's list. Fucker. Hey, at least my shield skill is up to 104. Look at that. And holy shit, I was really looking to do something else tonight, and I thought this would be quick. I thought within the first hour I'd be done with this. And here's this experienced band still going. It's just like, I wish you would tell me how much is left on it. I really wish, because this is only supposed to be like, how much are these? Let's see, this is 15,000. This anniversary ring is only supposed to be 10,000. That's it. This should be done. Good lord. Good fucking lord. I just gotta be careful to make sure there is actually an M here that it spawns from the Manicore pops, because one of these mana cores is a placeholder, and it's been a while since it's popped up from what I've seen. So it wouldn't surprise me. I go walking back over there, and it's like, oh, there's the NM. But at least, hey, level 68. Watch, right before I get level 68, it'll be like, or like, within the next 10 kills or whatever. Like, I'm like less than 10,000 away from 68. It'll be like, oh, the experience ring's done. I'm like, you motherfucker. So, we'll see if I decide to do anything else. I mean, if this goes on for like another half hour, I'll be like, I think I'm good. I don't know. Here I am now talking about conspiracy theories, which irony is a lot of these conspiracy theories have turned out to be true. You know, how sad is that? We'll go with stone. Oh my god, excuse me. You know, I want to eat here soon. Actually, I don't think that's having any effect on it. Let's go with water. Oh, maybe it was. I just couldn't see it. Oh well. Well, I like to try to get the bonuses as much as I can. Oh, this is gonna suck. Alright, not bad, not bad. Yeah, I want to eat soon. I'm actually kind of hungry now. Dun, 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 dun. Puppy power. Let's see. Oh, you know, I could do. I could, no, let's do him. I forgot, I can put some of this stuff on the NPCs. I do actually want to get new additional NPCs. Like that's why I want to finish up the COP missions, because I'll get another, I'll get a different white mage, which I'm looking forward to that. Not saying I don't like Koopy, but it's just like sometimes Koopy wants to like get in there and brawl, and I'm just like, no, stay the fuck away. Just like bad white mage, bad. Oh, my shield's getting hit, which means, yeah. I was like, I got a skill up from my shield. I'm just like, wait, that only means one thing. I'm being hit. Alright, let's do... Damn. He did rapid. Look at that sessions. Rapid. He's like, go, go, go. Let's see, what am I almost 67, I'm like halfway there. No, like 60% of the way there. Like I said, even when I go to level white mage, I'm like, nope, I'm going offensive white mage. I'm like, I'll still have an NPC white mage dedicated to leveling. We got leveling, healing. Bastard. I don't want to attack that target. I want... It's refresh, dude. Okay, I guess I can't put refresh on... Which makes no sense. It's refresh is not a... Alright, whatever. I can put haste, but not refresh. That makes no sense. Alright. Alright, so I have... Actually, no, I'll leave this till the end, because I'm going to be ending this stream here in probably just a few minutes. Because, my god, this is not what I was hoping for today. So, well, actually, you know what? Because I will be back later. I haven't decided what game I'm going to play yet. It could be Rise, Son of Rome. It could be Final Fantasy 11. It could be Final Fantasy 14, or it could be something else that which I haven't yet found. I don't know, but we'll see how it goes, you know. And you know, if it is Final Fantasy 11, though, I am strictly doing is playing the missions, because that's what I want to do. Because I want to do is finish up COP, then I want to work my way down into Wings of the Goddess, and then Abyssy. You know, I don't think they really do. The Abyssy missions don't pop up, but you can manually record them, because I'm still gaining access to Abyssy on this server. You know, so it's quite interesting. You know, I just have to keep track of what I'm doing. So, it is what it is. So, let's see. Alright, I'll do one more just so I get level 68 and then I can put on my fucking new weapon. Maybe like, yeah. Alright, let me see. Let me see if I can try to grab this. Oh. Not too far away. Ah, fuck it. Alright, let's do this. Yeah, because I do want to eat. I kind of like hungry, but at the same time, also I want to like get on my treadmill and walk a little bit because I've been sitting on my ass like these last like 3 hours. 4 hours if you want to count me having to drive down to go take care of this chicken coop for my sister. You know, but oh my god, lifting that damn thing, that felt like a workout on its own. Look at that. Enhancing sword. A little bit longer delay, slightly, not by much, but the base damage it's there. And look, sword enhancement, spell damage +5, latent effect, accuracy. Actually, hold on a sec. Before I do that, what is? Let me put this over here. I want to see what the Final Fantasy 11 enhancing sword. Latent effect. So let's see. End spell additional +5. Oh, excuse me. Trying to think of when is the latent effect takes effect. It says sword. It talks about the sword enhancement damage. Only effects from the enhanced sword itself, but does not matter which hand it's in. Okay, but what about the latent effect? Let's see. It's talking about some. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Final Fantasy 11 enhancing sword. Latent effects trigger. Latent effect trigger. Let's see. Inspel sword enhancement spell. Bonus will activate for all hits if equipped in offhand. Okay. Alright. I'll figure it out one day. So, anyways, with that age, so I'm gonna go. I will be back later, like after 9 p.m., somewhere around that time frame. Um, just depends on when my friend gets done with her stream, as I said earlier. Um, and who knows? Maybe I'll have my camera fucking working at that time. I don't know. Maybe I needed a break. So, well, with that, hey, I'll catch you all later tonight. Again, I don't know what game I'm playing. I would say I'm most likely leaning towards doing more Final Fantasy 11. However, it could be a different game because I just want to break it up. I might change like the background stuff here. Maybe that's why I'm having issues with the. It's weird. It's just really is weird. But anyways, hey, I will catch you all later tonight. Hey, if you like the stream, hey, like, share, subscribe, follow, do all that good stuff. Hey, I just hope you all really enjoyed the stream. Though it felt boring at one point, I gotta admit. Oh, and look, the experience ban finally wears off. Thank you so very fucking much. So I'll probably definitely do Final Fantasy 11 later, but I'm strictly doing missions. I don't want to be fucking around with that. Like if I go to if you see the experience bars in it, because I'm still be playing and all that. It'll be because I'm using the Empress band, and I don't care if I let that run out because I can recharge it. It's not a big deal. Okay, hey, with that, I'll catch you all later. Until then, I bid